Matthews Heights, as well as continuing their work in Rachel's Way. And I don't know the other matters that they're working on, but it's been a tremendous year. As soon as they can build something in Mimosa Creek, it seems like it's closing. And so it's very exciting to be a part of it. Dianna continues to make strides. She gets a lot of help from council people, city administration. They have a great deal of respect for her, as well as interfacing with the Richmond Redevelopment Housing Authority. They know that Southside builds a quality product, and they're going to, if they are assigned an opportunity, they're going to bring it to completion. And not only will, again, it be a quality product, but the folks who get the opportunity to live there will be very excited. We have a saying in our office, when Dianna calls, we just jump. And we're just really proud and happy to be a part of what Southside is doing to really change the face of Richmond from a housing perspective. So, already, if you have something you want to share in terms of the other aspects, I'm talking more about the single family housing sorts of things. And I know Gerald has worked on some other projects, but I know you've been in there involved. Aubrey has, as most of you know, has a history with Southside. And anytime there's a tax credit deal in the works, what have you, Aubrey is our guru.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Like Adam, I thought I had escaped. I didn't know I had. But again, if Dianna jumps, says jump. Yeah. So, just like Antoine, my relationship with Dianna and Tim goes back to the roots of Southside, obviously, and I consider them a family with Philip Kirby and Adam and Gerald, of course, were instrumental in being mentors to me as well. And we started there, and like Antoine said, Dianna is very much a big sister, a mother, an aunt, and a teacher, and mentor, and everything to me as well. And we kind of grew up in Southside together, learning how to build houses. I remember when we first got there, we didn't know how to build a house. We were just passionate about changing the community, and one of the things that kind of drove all of us was seeing the community revitalized. And before we really even know how to run any numbers or to build a construction budget, we kind of dug in the trenches and we all learned together. And over the years, obviously, Southside has resurrected the community, as we all know, thanks to the hard work of Dianna Herndon. I still call her Dianna Herndon because I met her as Dianna Herndon. I was one of the champions of Larry and getting them married, and now I won't even give him the proper credit of but yeah, she's been a great big sister to me and mother figure as well. But we started off building single family houses because we thought that's the way you stabilize a community. But we also quickly realized there's a need for individuals becoming more dependent to make the transition. And so we also felt that it was necessary to do quality multifamily housing, as well as business development and job training and workforce development, because it is Southside Community Development and Housing Corporation. So some of the multifamily projects that we're continuing to build, the latest one that we're working on now that Adam alluded to is called the Hollands. And it's a project that started off with, we're looking at doing some single family development, but then the market has made a lot of fluctuations, and with all the success Southside has had in doing single family housing, we decided to do something that's multifamily, but with a very strong single family presence to it. So even though it's a multifamily housing project, all the housing units are being designed as effectively single family attached structures. For tax credit purposes, we're calling some townhouses as opposed to single family attached, so that we can access the resources over at DHDA to use the low-income affordable housing tax credits. And then the second part is the 28 units, and I think about 10 to 12 of them are going to be single-family attached, and the other 18 or so will be the townhouse units. But they're incredibly well designed. I mean, they really mirror the quality of work that Southside uses in their single-family housing. And one of the things that has made Southside successful is one of the things that we dig our heels in, and that is to focus on quality. Because of Dianna and Mr. Chambliss here, They won't let us cut any cost on the project. You know, we just have to go find more resources and grants because they're very much, we're going to build this size, we're going to build this quality, we're going to have these kind of amenities. And one thing that they do is they never skimp or nag at all. And so one of the things we're doing now is we're looking for any number of resources from low-income housing tax credits to the City of Richmond's Affordable Housing Trust Program. The Federal Home Loan Bank of Atlanta is going to provide some tax credits. The State Department of Housing and Community Development. And so just like all of Southside's projects, we're probably going to have about 6 to 7 layers of financing, grants, and resources in order to make the project affordable. And that's been Southside's mantra all along. It is not to cut costs anywhere, but just to find more resources to kind of put back into the community. So it's going to be a very exciting project, and I think Southside was obviously the entity that initiated a lot of the growth. When Chris talked about how these communities looked when we first got here, Tim and Philip and we all remember how deteriorated these communities were in South Richmond. When you come through South Richmond now, you have no idea. You see all the high-rise development, and the Robin Millers are in the community doing a lot of work, but that's all because of Southside's work. A lot of the work that Dianna did when she came into the community to help be the initiator that has kind of sparked a lot of the revitalization now. And Southside is about the only entity that continues to be in the community. We call ourselves Southside Development. We have opportunities in Highland Park and throughout the city, but one of the things about Southside is it never cherry-picked. It always stayed true to it and loyal to the community that it's in. And now that the community has transitioned, we're looking to transition out of the old Manchester neighborhood and Blackwell areas into the Bainbridge and Swanborough areas as we make the transition. So this project kind of completes the cycle, I think, and it gives Southside an opportunity to allow maybe these multifamily housings to later be converted into even single-family home ownership opportunities so people can make the transition to the community. So, thanks. Very good.
Is a man who actually sells our houses, so a lot of that credit needs to go to Mr. Smitty Smith as well. And so I'm gonna give the floor at this time to Mr. Smitty. We appreciate all the work that you continue to do on behalf of Southside Community.
Of course, I couldn't do it without my wife. Probably the best way to really demonstrate the commitment that Southside provides its clients is to share just 2 quick stories. Every month we do a Grits and Grants workshop in Tor where we bring folks in-house. We teach them about down payment assistance and home purchase, and we load them on a bus. And we tour the different projects that Southside Community Development has developed. And tour before last, a young lady and her husband walked in and they just fell in love with the house at 2410 4th Avenue. I mean, you know, when you walk in the house and people say, wow, and to be honest, they say, damn, this is nice. I mean, that's what they say. And they just stand there in the middle of the room, they just spin around and they just say, man, if I could just buy this, I'd be so happy here. And she came back and she put home under contract. And like real estate, as you go down the road, bumps and hurdles come up. And this one did, and Dianna said, no, she's going to get this house. Okay. And as people said earlier, when Dianna said so, you do so. Well, needless to say, she closed on her home Friday. And it's herself, her husband, and 4 kids. And those folks are so unbelievably happy. I mean, happy just doesn't begin to describe. They hadn't shown the house to the kids. The kids are going to see the house for the first time when they pick their rooms. I mean, it's not enough to sell a house anymore. That's the feeling that you want, okay? And that's what helped to coin that term, a Southside home. Okay, Southside home, you know it's going to be quality. You understand that you're going to get straight in order to buy a house that's very, very, very well done. But to share an even more special situation that Dianna is working on, we have a young lady who has a disability. And hopefully I won't get anybody in trouble here, but this is just the truth. She has a disability and she's wheelchair bound. And we're going to build her a brand new home here in the city because, as Councilperson Hilbert mentioned, we have a lot of folks coming back to the city. And folks with handicap, they deserve to be homeowners just like any and everybody else. And if they need special consideration, then that's just what we have to do to make it happen. Well, one part of the city said no, and Dianna said, you better say yes, but they said no. Well, the rest of the story goes, it has now gone to a whole nother level because we're not allowed to not make special contingencies for folks who have a handicap. And it just goes to show Dianna could have just said, no, I'm just going to let it go. Smitty, just sell that house to somebody else, and surely we would have had someone else who would have been right there in line to purchase that home. But Dianna said, no, that's not right. I want it to be right, and I believe in my heart that it's going to be right. And we're all going to learn a very valuable lesson about not doing what's quick and easy, but sometimes doing what's hard and necessary. In addition to all the other contracts that June and I, as real estate agents, we work literally 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I've got to tell you, a number of times I've called Dianna on a Saturday or even a Sunday with the sound of slot machines in the background. She's working 2 hands. But that's what it takes because, just a tremendous, city of Richmond is experiencing tremendous growth. And it's just really good to be able to represent a product, again, that is garnering a name. It's a Southside home. And people are beginning to understand what that means and what they're getting with the Southside home. And it's more about the stove, refrigerator, and stainless steel dishwasher. It's about the longevity of the home. It's about the quality of the home. It's about the energy efficiency of the home. Things that help families to get in and stay in. So just wanted to share that with you. Thank you.